What if the thing the world needs most from you somehow gets trapped inside you? You know what I mean? It's not that you are lazy or you lack purpose or drive. It's just like you get beat down by the wear and tear of daily life. You know what I mean? It could be disappointments or doubts, fatigue, the chaos of the world, and you find yourself just stuck. I've been there. And today I'm going to take the lid off of this topic in a very personal way, because that's where I've been for the last 9 months or so. It's like somewhere deep inside there's just been this inner tug of war between my biggest dreams and my hidden fears. And this fight to keep following purpose and not bow to perfectionism. And if you relate to this at all in any way, I hope you'll stick around, because I know I'm not the only one. I'm chilling and lifing today at one of my favorite spots in Baltimore. It is Vinyl and Pages. I hope you'll check them out when you can. Get ready. The Art of Lifing starts now. Hi, it's your friend Jeanette, and welcome to episode 1 of the Art of Lifing podcast. We made it. I really had not planned to sit on this podcast idea for years. I know in the bookstore in Vinyl and Pages, I said that it was a 9-month struggle. I'll explain that more in a minute, but it's literally been years. All right. Take a look at this. We're recording? We're recording? You can hear me good? I mean, it's just kind of... I'm only wearing a center part because the younger girls shame you if you have a side part. Like, why? Why do we have to do that? Yes, I'm 30 years older than you, but why does it have to be about my part? I would part it on that side. Well, you know. See, it gives you a little oomph on this side, a little This is lifing. This is lifing. That was a promo when we were getting ready to launch the first version of this podcast. And the date, did you see it? November of 2023. I didn't even realize it was that long. Like I said, I had no intention on sitting on this idea of this podcast for years. I had the name, I had the vision, I had the mic, we had the equipment. And at that time, I even had people who were, willing to invest in me to the degree of helping me produce it and put it together. Now I have to make sure I have to do my own QC and make sure my bra strap's not showing and that my hair is not all tangled up in my necklace and all that stuff. I had a good situation, a good setup, and yet I couldn't move through into doing it. Overthinking, second guessing, delaying, whatever you want to call all that. There were weeks and months where I was fully awake and full of purpose and felt like go, 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 go. And then there were others where I felt like just doesn't make any sense at all. And so I had to get real with myself, because I kept telling myself, oh, when things calm down, we'll get going. Oh, when I get the right, interviews lined up, then it'll get to crack-a-lackin'. And you know what? Every bar that I set a standard about, it had nothing to do with any of that stuff. What I learned was life isn't going to calm down. It's not about getting the perfect interview or me asking the right question. Yes, those things matter, but that wasn't what was pulling for my attention, because things happen. We have to learn to live through them all the time. And so I would get into this routine of about to start and then we had to stop, another round of, about to get started. And so finally I just got sick of it. And I was like, what is this resistance really about? What is this really about? What I uncovered in me is something that I can easily see in clients, coaching clients and students and friends and family, right? And it's that thing of you're in a space of delay. You're in a season of delay, but it's not because you lack discipline. It's about protection. Procrastination can do you the same way. It's about protection. Especially if you are like me and you're a recovering perfectionist. Our nervous systems remember disappointment. Our hearts remember the times of what it cost us to show up big and then, somebody, punch the air out of you. And our brain will do anything and everything it can to protect us from reliving that type of pain again. But the flip side of that is your gifts aren't going to stay buried. They're going to ache on the inside of you. They're going to keep calling out to you. They're going to keep you up at night. It's going to be the itch you can't scratch. I'm telling you, you have to learn how to lean into it and listen for what the lesson is and not get silenced by it, right? It takes vulnerability and it takes a willingness to be in this place of allowance, of not having the answer. I had to do that. Like I had to be okay in that season of stuck to figure out why I was there without needing to know the answer from the beginning. And when you're okay in doing that, the path will lead you to this, which will, it might be somebody shows up in your life and shares something that has meaning and resonates and guides you. And then maybe that directs you to this. And then, you end up listening to some podcast that then confirms what they said. And, and you just get these little breadcrumbs that lead you around the canvas of the life that you are painting and creating. And when you can do that, you can fully live into the spontaneity and the uncertainty of it all. That is what the art of lifing is all about. The art of lifing, it's messy. Art is messy. It's spontaneous. You're pulling colors as you're guided and led, inspired to. You paint in a flow and a rhythm and a tempo that is all your own. And it's the same thing with our lives. We have these ebbs and flows, and we've got to be willing, to get off the production pipeline and just sit with ourselves and see, for me, the question was, why don't I feel connected to the work? And for me, it was because I didn't feel like I was being led authentically in the direction that this podcast needed to go. For those of you who know me, I come from a journalist background, entertainment host background. So I have done this at a network level. And so I'm used to a certain level of polish and a certain level of, accoutrements, a certain level of things, and getting it done and wanting it to be great and to be impactful and all those things. And I think for me, the lesson was in this season, it's not about all that stuff. It's just not about that stuff. It's not about the shellac and all of that. It is not about producing, performing, or pleasing. It is about practicing, finding my organic, authentic voice and using that and not worrying about propping it up with anything else. I don't know how this relates to you and how you show up in life, but ask yourself, is that why I feel disconnected? Because I don't feel like I can be all of me in this situation, in this relationship, in this friendship, in this job, whatever it is that you're taking on. Even how I'm doing this right now, it's messy and it's, spontaneous, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be now. And I'm learning to be and live into the okayness of that, because this is new for me. I'm choosing presence. I'm choosing purpose, and I'm making a choice, whether you all can see it or not. Every moment of this taping, every moment that we're together on this, I'm making that choice to be present and to be authentically me again and again. And I'm making that choice again and again. It's about practicing aliveness, choosing presence over and over again, choosing purpose over and over again, choosing authenticity over and over again and again and again, every day, sometimes moment by moment by moment. And when we do that, that is the best gift you could ever give yourself. So maybe you're stuck just in one area, or maybe like me, you were feeling stuck in a few areas. Here's the thing. Identify that you're in a loop, that you've been circling around, and it's time to land this plane, right? So my encouragement to you comes in the form of these 3 questions. Ask yourself, what am I waiting for and why? What am I waiting for and why? This is a great place to start because it helps you give credibility to your spirit pulling you backwards into a place of sit still for a minute. What am I waiting for and why? And when you ask the why, I always like, you have to ask God, like, I really do want to know. Because if we have a hidden block, if we have a hidden guardrail up, the information can't flow. We won't find out. We won't get to the root of it. We won't get to the truth of it. But if you can say it with all honesty, I want to know what I'm waiting for and why I'm waiting. I'm telling you, the answers will flow. The answers will come. The second question is, whose voice am I hearing in this hesitation? Is it even mine? Now, this is a great question because there's some of us who get stuck in procrastination and because it is perfectionism or it is something else. There's not oh, you're not being truthful to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. You're more worried about being judged. It's not that your voice isn't authentic. It's not that you're not showing up in your relationships authentically or on your job or whatever the thing is for you. It's that you want it to be perfect because you're more concerned about what they think about it. You're more concerned about how many likes it's going to get, how many comments it's going to get. Will the algorithm pick it up if that's your jam? Or if you're at work, do you sound as smart as the other guy or the other gal in the meeting? They're getting all the attention. The attention's all on them. Everybody's sharing. So that voice tells you, hey, let's jump in there. Let's jump out there and talk about our accomplishments. No. If you're being led to hesitate, and if you're being led to leap out there, ask, is that voice mine? Is that the voice of source? Is that the voice of my inner knowing? Because that's going to help you know what you're being motivated by. Are you being motivated by other people? See, right now, the glasses being crooked is driving me nuts. I'm moving forward. Are you being motivated by other people's expectations? Are you being motivated by people pleasing? You got to know whose voice are you listening to. And then the last question, if you identify that this is about a deeper, level of self-excavation I need to go into, great, then do that. But if it's about, perfectionism paralysis or any of those other things, ask yourself, what would it feel like and look like to move forward even in fear, even if everything's not perfect, even if my bra strap's showing, even if my hair is all over my necklace, even if my frames are crooked, even if the light's glaring in my glasses? What would it look like to move forward and do the thing anyway, trusting that the intention and the truth of what you're wanting to share and get is still going to translate. It's still going to find the people it needs to find because you have so much soulful intention behind it that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what all these little ancillary things are happening. What would it look like to move forward in your truth and knowing, even through the fear, even through the lens of perfectionism, even through all that? Those 3 questions, I'm telling you, will really help you open up and get to some really juicy truths. There is nothing like the feeling of being in alignment with God and being in alignment with the God in you, because then nothing Nothing throws you off. Like nothing somebody says, nothing somebody does, none of that matters. And by the way, waiting for clarity won't bring it. Waiting for clarity won't bring it. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Waiting for clarity won't bring it. I'm going to say it over there. That waiting for clarity won't bring it. That's not what's going to bring clarity. You have to get to doing. And in the doing comes clarity. Because in the doing, you'll be led, yeah, go that way, more that way. No, bump back this way. You'll get more clarity in doing than you ever will in waiting. And then lastly, movement brings momentum. Movement brings momentum. Once you get started, you know this, once you get started, Shaka Khan had a song, right? Once you get started, right? Once you get started, then it's, man, you're moving and flowing. And that's what you need to encourage you to continue to move and flow. It's just a little bit, you know how you just need that win? Give it a little bit of movement. Watch yourself get momentum and then watch yourself pick up and flow from there. It really is as easy as that. I hope that you finding this means that this is your sign to get to moving. You don't have to do everything today, but can you do something today? Can you decide to take that inner deep dive? Can you decide to ask yourself the 3 questions? Can you decide to start there? And if you can start there, I'm telling you, the rest will come. It worked for me. Here I am. I did it. Episode 1. You're here. I'm here. This is it. It's the beginning. There is nothing wrong with beginning again. Not one thing to be ashamed of or to be. Listen, as long as I feel like I'm being true to myself and what I'm giving you is truth and what I'm giving you is authentic and organically out of the belly of my soul, I'm going to be happy. I really am. I'm already happy. There are probably 8 things me of 10 months ago would want to change and do and re-record and blah, blah, and all that. But I'm happy. I am content because I trust the intention that was set for this. And I trust that the people who need it will get it. And every week, the Art of Lifing podcast, I pray, will bring you these, kind of soul-connected conversations and stories and, yes, strategies to help remind you of how to create and stretch and grieve and grow and play and pray and do all the things that you need to do to live on purpose. Because that's what it's all about, And so sometimes there'll be solo casts like this, but I'm really looking forward to who I pull in for some powerful interviews and conversations. We'll have guided moments of reflection. I'm just going to bring all of me to the table and ask you to come along for this exploration, this adventure, this ride. So if this message resonated with you, please subscribe and, punch the like button. It helps other people who need this type of information and this type of content be able to know that it's out here. As I learn and grow and share with you, I learn and grow from you. So DM me, tag me, leave me a comment if you know what it means to have something important that's an important part of you trapped on the inside of you. I am so excited for this journey, and I'm so glad that you're sharing it with me. The Art of Lifing is here for all of us. Don't wait. Get started. And if you want to lean into this concept and philosophy of Art of Lifing even more, check out the tools that I have in the description. Check out the Art of Lifing Journal, which comes with your own catalog of coaching videos. So every topic that you work through has a coaching video of me to help kind of guide you along, ask you some other clarifying questions so you get even more out of the material. Same thing with the meditation cards. They come with their own library of videos too. All you got to do is scan the QR codes and unlock the portal to a whole other level of understanding. And I'm happy to share those things with you. And on this podcast, I'll be doing that as well. We'll be setting some juicy intentions for the energy of the week so that we all can, have a grounding place. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm glad I waited. I don't have a whole crew, and I'm do my own makeup, make sure my bra strap doesn't show, and all these other things. But you know what? I feel right at home here with you, just like this, and I hope you do too. Until next time, take care. Love you to life.